welcome to Delicious Italian. Today what I'm going to be showing you how to make our potato gnocchi, those delicious little Italian dumplings that everybody loves, served with any type of your favorite sauce, a meat sauce, ragu, bolognese sauce, pomodoro sauce, any kind of sauce that you love on your pasta, you will love on your gnocchi. And I'm going to show you how to make them today. So what I have here is I have a food mill, and I like the process of putting the potatoes, which are boiled in their skins. They are nice and dry. You do not want to peel them first because you don't want them to be wet. So I have nice dry russet potatoes here, which are going into my food mill. Now you don't want to do this in a food processor or a mixer or anything like that. You will get gummy potatoes. Gummy potatoes will not make nice gnocchi. So a food mill works, a ricer works if you have that, but I like a food mill. So along with my nice dry potatoes, I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour and 6 beaten eggs in my bowl and some salt. So what I will do is simply process my potatoes. They are nice and dry. They are still a little warm. I like them as warm as I can get to them after I've boiled them. So the warmer the better. This all comes together much more easily with warm potatoes. So I'm just going to continue processing my potatoes, and then I will show you how to put these gnocchi together. I'm just continuing on with my potatoes in this food mill here. I just use a couple of potatoes at a time in there, or maybe even one if they're large. Kind of break it up and then just process it. And then go in the reverse direction too, to clean your blade every once in a while. And it'll kind of tell you when you need to do that, because it'll just kind of build up there. There we go. Go backwards. All right, just about done with our potatoes here. All right, so our potatoes have all been put through the ricer. Now I'm just going to add these eggs in right in the center, almost like the well method when you make fresh pasta. So our eggs can go right in the middle there. I have a little dam of potatoes all the way around. Now I'm going to add some salt. Now, as you do with pasta, you salt the water that you're going to boil the pasta in. Same goes for gnocchi. These will have a little bit of salt in them, but for the most part, the salt really goes into them when you're cooking in that nice salty water. So I'm going to give this some salt here, just a couple of large pinches right over the eggs and the potato, and that should do it for our salt. I have 2.5 cups of flour here, 2.5 pounds of flour, all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to put it around my potatoes here. All right, I'm just finishing with adding my flour around the potato and egg mixture, and I don't put it all down because I may not need it. So I'm going to sort of just cut this flour in with the potato and the eggs, and I'm turning it gently and just gradually adding that flour in. You don't want to get ahead of yourself here and add too much flour, because as with pastry making and pasta making, sometimes you just need a little extra flour and sometimes you need a little less flour. So we don't want to get ahead of ourselves with adding the flour in. But I'm just cutting this in and kind of folding it on top of itself. Patience is a virtue, and we're going to use that here. Just going to go along and just slowly add this in. I can help with my hand on the other side, and just, again, just gradually cutting in, bringing some more of that flour in and around. Now at this point it looks like, gosh, there's a lot of flour in there and it's not really coming together. But it just takes a little bit for that potato to take in all the flour, which is why I don't want to add all of the flour all at once, again. And this is not a dough that you want to knead. You want to treat this dough gently, just like you would pastry. We're not trying to develop any gluten here or make any type of elastic dough. We just want to bring these ingredients together. All right, so our dough has come together. And the way you know that it's fine is because you could actually roll it and it holds its shape without being dry at all. I did not put every bit of that flour in. I probably put 2 pounds today. I have very dry weather here in Southern California, and it didn't take all that flour in. So now if you get a piece like this that has a hole in it, you can just gently bring it back together. But you know, because we work this gently, sometimes there are inconsistencies, and that's not a problem. You just can add a little flour if need be, but I'm not needing to add any flour right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just rolling the dough into about 1-inch circumference dowels, and then I'm going to cut them. Now I like to cut the end off, and I take about a 1-inch measure and just cut my dowel right down in similar sizes. And then what I'm going to do is use this grater to shape my gnocchi. And I could use this little cavatelli maker. It makes nice gnocchi too, and some people use that. But this is what we use at the restaurant, and this is what I'm used to, and it's kind of sentimental, so I really like to use this. But the process is like this. You dip your finger or your thumb in some flour if you need to. You take the gnocchi, and the gnocco, actually it's only one, gnocchi is plural. And you just kind of press on it as you roll it down your grater. And then you have this cute little gnocco with this little design on it. If I were doing it on this cavatelli board, it would get a different design, and that's fine too. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to continue this process until I have finished making all of our gnocchi. All right, here we go with one more. I will show you again how to shape these on the grater. Pick it up, cut side to the sides. You simply press and roll. Press and roll, and press and roll, just like that. And if you need to, you usually don't, but you can put a little bit of flour on top of your grater, and that helps for it to just slide right off. Here is our tray of gnocchi. There are lots more for more trays, but I'm just showing you this one for now. It's on a piece of parchment paper. These gnocchi will not stick. Put them right into the freezer, allow them to get hard, then put them in a plastic freezer bag until you need them. Now to cook these gnocchi, they go right from the freezer to salted boiling water. They return to a boil. Once they float, they're ready to come out. Just take them right out with a slotted spoon or a spider and dress them with your favorite sauce. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this recipe video, and I hope you'll join me again for more delicious Italian. Buon appetito.